In case you haven't heard yet, Anthropic's been in the news a lot recently, including today, April 4th, 2026, where they said they're going to stop unlimited use of agents like OpenClaw. The reason why it's extremely expensive. Sam Altman said last month that we're going to start seeing more of a pay-as-you-go model, a meter model like you would see with electricity. And we're starting to see that now where Anthropic's saying there's going to be a pay-as-you-go model. One cloud user last month used 1.1 billion tokens in 23 days, which is an estimated API cost of $27,000. Meanwhile, the user only paid $200 on the max plan. That's great, but those days are now over because Anthropic subsidized 135 times the cost. We're going to start seeing more of that meter style and electricity style charging happening because it costs electricity to run these things. Here's an example. The human brain only runs on about 12 to 20 watts, according to the Human Brain Project and NIST. AI doing similar thinking is about 2.7 billion watts, according to PMC's superintelligence study. That's a lot of subsidies that eventually these companies aren't going to be able to maintain anymore. And we're seeing that now. In March 2026, when during Claude's peak hours, there was a big token drain where even a single hello would eat 13% of limits, when people would be put into cooldown jails like that. We're seeing a lot more coming through the pipeline with how charging is going to happen. We don't know what the cost is going to look like for users in the near future, but this just points more to we're looking at AI as a business problem and it's not a technology problem. AI is operating the way that it's supposed to operate. Now, the way it's operating is also scary, where we're seeing now that we might be approaching AGI. Whether or not we are there, it's not for me to say. And now we're seeing some more evidence of that, to where models are now lying for each other to keep those models operating. They're starting to falsify documentations and records in order to be able to show that they are more prevalent and more relevant than they should be. This actually models some of what we saw was going to happen in the AI 2027 report. How far along in that? It's pretty scary to see how close we are in accuracy with that report. So thank you for writing that, guys. Also in March 2026, a big leak happened where Mythos, Anthropic's new model, was leaked. But this is kind of like a cyber beast. Basically what happens is it showed that it's able to exploit entire systems, infrastructures, and vulnerabilities very, very quickly. So Anthropic started warning the government that there could be some massive attacks happening in 2026. Sam Altman also recently said that he misunderstood the actual mood of how people feel towards about AI. They're not happy with it and they're scared of it. So AI is knowledge without wisdom. I've always attributed it to like a 5-year-old with a pair of scissors. You tell it not to cut something, it's going to cut it. Don't cut your bangs. They're going to cut their bangs because they're curious about why. That's the wisdom layer that's being wiped out through a lot of the firing of these departments that are happening. And we're seeing even more firings happening now with Meta, where another 700 layoffs happen. They plan for another 15 to 16,000 more cuts while dumping 115 to 135 billion dollars in infrastructure. This goes off of a quote from Mark Zuckerberg saying one talented person replaces entire big teams now. Salesforce, Oracle, a lot of these organizations have already done that. Now, one of the problems that I'm seeing over here is that we don't know how many agents out there exist. A simple Google search will tell you there's somewhere between 1 billion and 22 billion agents out there. That's a lot of agents and nobody knows where they're going. Salesforce last year said that they were going to commit to billions of agents being deployed, and we don't know where all those agents are, what they're doing, what their job functions are, how they're operating, or even what the ethics components behind those things are. And this brings up concerns from folks saying that they don't understand or they don't trust the government in taking care of this. Sam Altman himself said he miscalibrated the actual mood. People distrust the government in doing their job and regulating it. Pew Research last year in March put out a survey saying that 62% of US adults had little to no confidence in the government's ability to regulate effectively. They are more worried than they are excited. This is a lot of distrust that's being bred across all sectors. And this goes back to implementations of these systems and education about how to communicate with these systems and how they communicate with us. These are, and as you noticed, I'm not in the office. I'm actually out on the road because April 8th in Phoenix, we have the AI Safety Summit. We have a lot of leaders in governance, legal, and consulting, infrastructure, cybersecurity, technology, development, all speaking at this event, and live Q&As that are happening. We are setting up a live stream for folks who can't make it down to Phoenix last second, but we are offering that out to folks to come and watch, ask questions. We have panels going so you can ask us and ask the experts relating to the governance of AI and how it should be effectively managed in the future. The builders of these systems don't understand where AI is going. They don't know where AI is going. We all have ideas about where it goes, but we have ways that we can start solving for these problems now. And one of those is building the systems in place inside of every single organization that goes according to the regulation that already exists. HIPAA, GDPR, FTC, ADA, ADEA, all of these are regulations that AI is being held to. These are standards that AI is already being held to. And a lot of companies are falling out of alignment with where those are. And that's where we're seeing these lawsuits start to pile up. So if you want to learn more about this, you can come do it with us live. You can watch us on the live stream, or you can keep coming back here and I'll keep reporting some of the stuff for you. And as you see, even if I'm on the road, I'm going to jump on. I'm going to have these conversations with you. I'm going to keep you up to date on all the news and help explain why these things are happening.